Welcome to the Retirement Master, an Excel spreadsheet that is dedicated to helping you plan for your retirement and then living it to its fullest. This is the 15th video in a series of short videos that demonstrates just how to use this spreadsheet. This video will deal with potential flaws in some of the retirement planning tools that are presented out there. And I'm going to just go down here to the cash flow and tax planning tab and bring that page up. Okay, now many of you know about the 4% rule, and that's where you look at how much money you have saved and you can withdraw 4% of that money per year, and then you index that 4% for inflation, however. And that should allow your savings to last as long as it needs to. And you also have heard lately that a lot of the financial advisors and stuff are saying that 4% might be too aggressive, that maybe it should be 3.5% or even 3%. Okay, so here's our 4% that we're going to withdraw in the first year, and then it's indexed for inflation. This scenario for this spreadsheet and this video series has had about a $440,000 retirement fund and savings balance for the current year. And we've been talking about the S&P 500 a little bit recently. And what I have here is the S&P 500's closing on the December 31st of each year for basically the last 30 years, and whether it was a positive or negative rate of return for those years. So using this allows us to use a real life, honest to goodness history of the stock market and the rate of returns instead of made up numbers. And let's look and see what the 4% rule does for us when we use it against our savings balance and a historical true to life scenario. So we come over here and we start out with a disbursement of about $18,000. The next year is down a little bit because the stock market went down that 6% plus, and then it starts going up kind of at a rate of inflation, and then it just goes bonkers and it just skyrockets. And then we hit the dot-com boom, we hit 9/11 and it comes down, then it jumps back up, and then we hit the Great Recession and it comes down, and then it kind of comes up and levels and up and levels and so forth. Okay, so what this does is during these years when the market just went gangbusters, the amount of income that you are able to pull out of your funds just skyrockets also. And if that happens for 4 or 5 years like this, you're going to change your lifestyle. You're going to spend a lot more than you were spending down here on stuff. You're going to do things in ways you hadn't planned on doing because you're so flush with cash. But then when things go down like this, you have to drop off of that lifestyle. And it's really hard to cut back on your lifestyle. And then it goes up, not as high as it was, but at least it's starting to make some good headroads. But then you get the wind knocked out of you again, and your lifestyle has to take another big hit. And then it works its way up and your lifestyle kind of stays flat, and then it works its way up again. So keep in mind also, the amount of money you need here is not the same as down here because there's inflation. So what you need here keeps growing in order to have the same lifestyle. And anything above this line that I'm kind of like drawing means you got excess and you change your lifestyle and you get a more expensive lifestyle. Anything below this line I'm drawing here means that you don't have enough for the lifestyle that you started with down here, and you have to drop back on your lifestyle. So these are not things that you want to be doing. You want to be able to depend on your income for the next year in retirement. You don't want to be running around like a yo-yo where you're going up and down and up and down and up and down. And so this 4% rule has a lot of shortfalls in that respect. And not only that, but you're sitting out here with the same lifestyle dollar amount here, but you've got, 20 years of inflation. And so you need a lot more here than back here. So now you could sit there and say, well, at my target age here, which is 97, I still got $500,000 in my savings account. Well, I'll just start using some of that. That way I can maintain a nice steady increase. And when I've got a deficiency like in here, then I can just pull it out of that $500,000 sitting there and I can use it up in this time period. Well, if you're going to do that, you've abandoned the 4% rule. And if the 4% rule doesn't work, why use it at all? A couple of other plans that are out there a lot where they say, well, you need 75, 80% of your pre-retirement income post-retirement. And another one is they'll say, well, you need 8 to 10 times your pre-retirement income in your savings accounts, in your 401ks and so forth. Well, where does that number come from? They're asking you, how much money do you need a month? Well, I need $6,000 a month. Well, some months, yeah, some months you might need $50,000 because you bought a new car and put a roof on a house. So all of these plans, they're kind of a one size fits all. They're way overly simplistic and they really don't fit anybody. What you need is a plan like this spreadsheet where you lay out a spending plan. And you are accounting for every dollar you think you're going to spend in your lifetime and when you're going to spend it, basically. And then you can calculate out how the money you have saved is going to support that lifestyle or not. And then also, as I've demonstrated on the previous videos, as your plans change, as your needs change, as life happens, you go into that spending plan, you go into that retirement plan, you tweak it to maintain a positive CAB, and you know that your money is going to support that lifestyle, and you know what you're going to have the next year and the next year and the next year, and still have the flexibility to adjust it and change it as life happens. And that's a lot better scenario to go through in your retirement years where you have some dependability than to be treated like a yo-yo here and maybe not have the money you need when you need it, or at least not planned. And that's no way to live your retirement with finances that operate like that. So I hope you can see the benefit of this spreadsheet, how flexible it is, how it is tailored to you. It is your plan. So with that, I'm going to cut this video and I'm going to just let you kind of digest and think about what I've told you today. And like I always say, just a happy retirement planning. And for those of you that are using this spreadsheet or going to be using it, many, many years of very happy retirement.